Hello everyone, greetings. Welcome to this session in which I'm going to talk about both Demon Slayer and Attack on Titan as a general point of view in generally. Because I try my best to keep this video brief and sufficient and definitely meticulous. So without further ado, let's jump into it. Before I talk about the environment or about the situation of these two anime, I want to mention about two essential and fascinating statements. The first one, which is from philosophy, there is a philosophical saying that if you want to be a good writer, you need to be an observer. You need to observe your world, your surroundings, contemplate about them, have a balanced contemplation, and then after you achieve this step, you're going to have a trial and error about your life, and then you're about to develop your critical mindset or thinking, the way you think about the world. So this is, I think, a fascinating scenario or a journey to take. The second one is, in my perspective, the strangest secret in the world of storytelling. In which we could see that characters, including the main character and side characters, especially protagonist and antagonist, they are not above the story, the environment, the atmosphere. So, we could definitely conclude that these two elements are the reasons we need to shape our eyesight, our point of view. So, and by the way, I watched the first episode of season 3 of Demon Slayer, and it was not as good as I expected, and I'm not quite satisfied with it right now because. I will explain it. I think in the next session. And as I told you, I want to keep it simple and short. You see, both of Demon Slayer and Attack on Titan, they have a revenge plot. Both main characters, they want to have their revenge, and I just keep it here. And I don't want to go any further because. And as I write in the description, this video has no spoilers, so there is no spoiler alert, and you are not going to be perplexed and devastated. You see, if I consider myself a simple writer, simple is the best, minimalistic. We are not going to enjoy both perfectionism and idealism in the storytelling, because life is hard, life is challenging. In reality, we are not able to see these kind of elements, and it is not the main idea. If you want to shape your world, your environment in the way that you imagine it. So it has nothing to do with your money, your financial situation or status or so on. As I said, status. So I think that's a key role, and we need both culmination and climax in the storytelling, in the process of storytelling, and there is another step in which I'm going to illustrate it in the next videos. But if I just want to mention it a little bit, we need to know how to cultivate these ideas into the body, okay, as a farmer, as a worker, as a guy who knows that life is not as simple, and on the other hand is not as complicated as we expect or as we consider. So yes, I think if we consider these statements and look to the both anime, Demon Slayer, Attack on Titan, I believe that Demon Slayer is way more better. Why? Because in Attack on Titan, the story, the environment of Attack on Titan, we see political decisions, politicians, we see I don't know about for instance, all of the rich people, they are fat, they are useless, pointless, fruitless, they are not quiet, trustworthy or something like that. But in my take, it's superfluous. And but on the other hand, in Demon Slayer situation or status, we see that we see the connections, the relationships among the characters. The goals of the main character is quite sufficient, at least for me, to in order to bear in mind that I want to see the characters, but it's just it. That's it. And the side characters and I don't know, the story itself, they are not quite on a high level, at least in my perspective. So I think that's it. And as I mentioned before, I prefer simple story, simple passionate love, and you see, in the world of anime, relationships are quite challenging for me in order to accept it. Yes, I cannot understand it, it's understandable, but not acceptable, because in real life, in reality, we are not, most of us, okay, we are facing and confronting with sophisticated and stressful situations, and people, they're not going to understand us vividly or on a high percentage, 100%, at least we're on a high percentage, and we are alone in order to shape our destiny, shape our thoughts, mindsets, and I think that's it. It's a vivid, at least in my vivid memory, the way I see my own life, my friends' lives, I could definitely say this thing to you. So Demon Slayer is better than Attack on Titan. Why? Because it has a simple story, and that's it. No further explanations, no hidden meanings, no politicians, no exaggerations, just a simple story, minimalistic point of view or minimalistic storytelling, and that's it. That's I want, at least. I think that is enough for this video. I will talk about so many things in the future, but I borrow this meaningful statement from existentialism and absurdism both, because if we want to have at least a life, we need both rational and sentimental approach. I think that's it. I hope you could enjoy it, and I will see you soon. And don't forget that at least check my Telegram channel. In my channel, in Abandoned Fathers, I talk about psychology, philosophy, and cinema as well. And don't forget that you are alone in your life, and please consider that carefully and meticulously. Goodbye.